I received this question in my inbox and the person said, "Hello Milton, how are you doing? Hope you are doing well. Thank you for the videos you have been posting. Please, I wish to know countries where there is no interview in the Schengen zone or EU." Okay, the person is trying to say that he is looking for countries in the European Union or the Schengen zone where there is no visa interview. Like you just go and you deposit your documents and you are good to go. If your documents are good, then your visa will be granted. Now, let me start by saying this. When you are looking at such countries, you have to understand that they would be very expensive. Okay, for more detailed videos, please check my YouTube channel, and if you have more to say, you can book an appointment, then we have a call from there. Then I think with these countries, or if you are looking at countries like this, you have to get ready. It's a lot of money. Okay, a lot of money, because when you get admissions, some of these schools will ask you to pay tuition fee deposit. So most of the time you have to consider all of this and plan your budget well. However, I think the first country I would talk about is Malta. But as it stands right now, Malta is not not everybody in Africa can pull through to Malta without an interview. What am I trying to say? Cameroonians, of course, you have to apply via Identity Malta, right? Now, in this case, you are just submitting your documents. You cannot go for any interview. There is no interview. But for Nigerians, there is a new procedure where you have to apply using VFS Global. And in this case, you are going there as well with your documents. But I think they will have to ask you some few questions. You understand? Even for Malta, there used to be an online interview with Identity Malta. But as of now, I don't know how the procedure is, but just know that it's somehow easy. But for those of you who intend to apply to Malta, note that most schools in Malta don't accept tuition deposit anymore. You have to pay at least one semester or 1 year complete before you can apply for the visa. Now, the second country, Denmark. Danish universities are very expensive. Expect to pay 7,000 euros or 7,000 or 6,500 and above per semester. You get per semester, which means that there are 2 semesters in 1 year. So in 1 year, you are going to be charged like 14,000 euros. And when you gain admissions, you have to pay first semester before you can apply for visa. Somehow, Denmark is about 90% guarantee. I have been explaining this a lot on YouTube. Now, the next country is the Netherlands. If you have money, like I said, these countries are very expensive. See, traveling abroad now is a lot of money. If you don't have money, don't even start thinking about that. That is just a fact, I'm telling you. The Netherlands charge a lot of money per year, like 10,000, 7,000, 8,000, 9,000, 10,000, 11,000. I've even seen schools that charge 18,000 euros per year. Yes, and the good thing is they have a lot of scholarships, but most of the time it doesn't favor international students. Some international students still go in, but it doesn't favor everybody. But the visa for Netherlands is 100% guaranteed because you are going to deposit money to the school. More videos on my YouTube channel. Now, for Austria, there is no visa interview for Austria anymore. It used to be, but not anymore. For Portugal, I was getting update that you can apply now to Portugal without an interview. So I think these are some of the few countries you should consider. Okay, guys, I want to talk about something. I want to address 2 things here today. The first one being studies in Denmark about the Netherlands, because I realized a lot of people have been asking me these questions and I talk about it times and again. But again, like I always say, if you really want to immigrate abroad, you have to be intentional. You have to do the things that you really need to do. Only you can really put in the efforts. Now, remember, if you are looking at Denmark or the Netherlands, you should have money. At least 15,000 euros is a lot to be like cash, that you have it physical cash. Now, I'm going to explain to you detailedly so you understand what I'm talking about. If this is your first time here, please do not forget to like our video and also subscribe to our channel so that we can push the channel to 50k and above, and our target this year is 100k. Thank you. My name is Milton. I'm equally called the Anointed Village Boy. Let's go to Denmark. First thing first, I want to draw your attention to the fact that Denmark has a lot of advantages. If you haven't watched those videos I did about Denmark recently, please, I would like you to take a look at my YouTube channel. You are going to see all those videos about specific countries and of Denmark. You watch them, why you should immigrate to Denmark in the first place. Secondly, now the easiest way I always say is to go through academics, which is look for a university and apply to it. And if you take a look at some universities in Denmark, like the University of Copenhagen, before I continue, someone called me yesterday that he got admissions to study in Denmark and had paid his tuition. Now you are going to understand more. University of Roskilde, I think they have another one, University of Aarhus. They call it Aarhus, but I call it Aarhus. Then there is the University of Aalborg. There is, I think, other technical universities. But again, these are the top universities in Denmark. Remember, about jobs, you don't have to worry about jobs, guys. I can guarantee you this. But when you apply to these universities, it doesn't matter the GPA you have. Even 2.6 goes in. It depends now on your motivation letter. Remember, right now as I'm talking to you, there is no top universities in Denmark which is open. But again, Denmark has the January intake, which means that admissions is going to commence anytime around April, May, or June. So you should be looking at their website, and these admissions that is going to start would be against January 2024. Okay, so if you apply within this period, you are going to, after the closing date, I think that should be around September, you can now apply and move to Denmark. I hope you get. Now, but remember, when you get admissions, you have to pay your tuition deposit. This is non-negotiable. You have to pay. So before applying to any school in Denmark, make sure you check the school website to see what they are actually talking about. Some schools charge like 7,000 euros, some schools 6,500. It depends now. But again, remember, this money is for one semester. So when you gain admissions, you have to pay this money first before you will get confirmation. Then the school now will now launch your visa application. It is the school launching your visa application, not you. So when the school launch your visa application, they are going to catch it and send a code to you to unlock and fill in some details. Then you fill it and send it back to them. Then they will arrange everything and tell you the documents you need to take to the embassy. Now, Cameroonians, please remember that you do not have the Danish embassy in Cameroon, because I'm from Cameroon, so I'm talking based on that. So you have to go to Nigeria. I think is it Lagos or Abuja, I don't know. After that tuition fee payment you are making, after the admissions has been given to you, you have just 14 days. So you have to prepare your mind. And when you pay your tuition, I think maximum 14 days again. After the VFS center or the VFS or the embassy, you are going to get a reply after like 14 days, I guess. Then after that, your visa will be ready. And I don't think you need proof of funds. There are people who got visas without, after paying just the first semester tuition. But you must pay the money. Remember I said Danish universities, they are not cheap. So you must be ready to make this payment. It's so paramount. Now, this is for Denmark. Let's take a look at the Netherlands. The Netherlands is almost similar. You have to understand that schools in the Netherlands are a little expensive than schools in Denmark. And again, in the Netherlands, they have a way. They too, they will be the ones to start your visa application. In fact, they will apply for the entire process, all right? Your school in the Netherlands is the one to apply for your visa, and all you need to do is to take the letter they will give to you and go to any nearby embassy and get a stamp. But you have to satisfy monetary requirements. You also need to show them that you have a lot of money. Most schools have it on their website that they will always put it on their websites, the amount that you need to deposit as soon as they give you admissions. So you also need to put all of this into consideration. It's so important. And remember, when you go to certain websites, you may not find this money. If you take a look at Hanze University of Applied Sciences, you are going to see that Hanze will be asking you for 24,000 euros as deposit to their school before you can start. They can start their visa processing. Then I think if you check, there is a school I was checking yesterday, Leiden University. Leiden is asking for 15,000 euros, and there is a possibility that you can go in with 15,000. But again, speak to them. Also understand that some schools will ask you to deposit this money cash. Others may ask you to show evidence that you have the money. So I will advise you, majority of the schools anyway, they will not ask for evidence. They will ask for physical cash because they know that we do not, some of us don't have this money and we are trying to play smart. So this is what you need to know. Remember, the application is done on Study Link. Any school you want to apply for in the Netherlands, they have to direct you to Study Link. You go to Study Link and do the application. Then you monitor your application from StudyLink. Now, I would also like you to know that if you are thinking of moving to the Netherlands, you should also understand that it is quite expensive, not that cheap. But if you have the admissions and have the money, you are moving. These are the two surest countries I can guarantee you that if you have money, you can move. The Netherlands is almost 98% sure. Let me put it this way. Or let's just say 101% sure. Because even the Denmark, I'm not very sure, but the Netherlands, since you are giving the school the money, the most important thing is that, or the most difficult thing is that most internationals don't have this money. And the most important thing is that when you have the money, you can move to the Netherlands at any time. Your visa is sure, so you don't need to worry yourself. But again, are there affordable schools in the Netherlands? Yes, there are affordable universities. And some of these affordable universities are universities around Twente. You can take a look at Twente, University of Twente. Take a look at the Rebound, I think it's Radboud University. There are some cheap schools as well. Also remember that the Netherlands has a lot of scholarships. But I will not advise you to be looking at scholarships if you are applying after February, because most of these scholarships are already closed. You cannot get a scholarship again. Even at that, it's so competitive. And when you look at these scholarships, they will tell you that they need just one person for these particular scholarships. There are a lot of them. Some are for international, some are for European nationals. So you have to make sure you pay attention to the one you really want to apply to. However, if your money is not enough to carry you to these two countries I just mentioned, you could be looking at cheaper options in Europe as well. But remember, no visa is guaranteed. But for these two countries, Netherlands and Denmark, your visa is almost 98% guaranteed. This is a fact, I'm telling you, especially the Netherlands, because you are giving the money to the school. And most of the time, you always find the accounts online to deposit the money. All you need to do is to apply using StudyLink, and they will take some time to process your documents and get back to you. But if you do not have the money, don't waste your time. Because now why they need the money is they want you to do the deposit, then they will remove your tuition fee and keep the rest to you. When you arrive in the Netherlands, they will now give you the balance. This is how it's done, okay? So if you think you cannot get enough, don't do it. And when your school asks for your bank statement, sometimes it looks like they will ask for your bank statement to see if what you are actually telling them is true. Then when you submit this now, they will now ask you to transfer the money. Sometimes, I don't know, but I know they will always ask you to transfer the money. So before you even start applying to these schools, know that it's so expensive. Most schools I know ask for like 20,000 euros deposit, but Hanse University of Applied Sciences, on their website is 24,000 euros. Then on Leiden website is 15,000 euros. So guys, take a look at the school, check their websites very well. Then you can launch in. I think some schools, they are saying that they have loans, but these loans, I don't know if the loans are for internationals, but you can check and ask them. If they say they have a loan they can give you, then why not? You can apply to the schools, and before you know, you are good to go. Those of you who are looking only at Canada, I will not even advise you to pay attention to Canada alone, because things are changing, and before you know, your visa may be rejected.